Hi everyone, welcome to Men's Mental Health Institute. I'm Christy. Before I dive into the 3 traits that a woman find irresistible, I really want to explain to you the purpose of this space to begin with. Number 1, it is not to get more girls to sleep with you, to be attracted to you, to validate that a woman is in control. That is completely not the purpose. That's not my passion. I want you to realize that you as a man has the power to be a chooser, and it all stems in your mental health and how you stand up in front of a woman. And this is what I want to discuss today. What you need to do to ensure that you're in control of the partner that you choose to select to possibly spend the rest of your life with, and how to be and feel more attractive in your own skin. And that all stems into what therapy does for my clients, okay? So welcome to Men's Mental Health Institute. If you haven't already, click subscribe and comment down below why you're here or what you're struggling with. I always read the comments and take the time to try to respond, because stories and experiences and struggles is literally what drives my everyday purpose in life and in my career. So welcome, and let's dive right into it, okay? So in today's topic, 3 specific traits that women find irresistible in men. This gets her addicted, for the lack of the better word. I want to discuss what this is about in combination of relationship coaching and therapy and you as a man. So I always tell my clients, a man who walks in his masculine is a man in his power. And what does this really mean? By the end of this video, I'm going to teach you how to start walking in your power in front of a woman on a first day, even on a first text, and even ongoing in your relationship. And that all stems on you being able to stay true to who you are. And very specifically, I'm going to teach you these 3 traits and the reasons why women won't straight up tell you this is what she's looking for. It's implied in how she's choosing men in the dating market. The traits that I'm about to explain, these 3 traits, are actually based on evolutionary psychology. And what that really means, it's a science-based trait that has evolved and has connections with what a man's role is, even back in the Stone Ages. It's not just something I came up with on Google, or me being a woman and me being selective of how I feel and based on emotions. It's all based on science-based research that has been correlated in terms of attraction and your role as a man and what a woman needs in a man. So the first trait is being unapologetic with your opinions. And what does this really mean? Let me dive into it. Because everyone thinks is you're going to sit here watching this video and tell me, of course, I'm unapologetic with my opinions. I don't care what people think. But tell me truthfully, because a lot of people do mind. I mind. Everybody minds. That's how humans are built, through social validation and social coerciveness, right? There's a degree of positive opinion that most of the general population, and women specifically, will choose to accept very naturally. For instance, the rule of whether or not you're polite to a server versus not polite to a server is a very black and white opinion. However, this trait, a trait in which you're unapologetic about your opinions, what this truly means is that even if you know an opinion, a stance, a political stance, a theory, is not going to be easily accepted by the woman that you're seeing or on a date with, you're going to say it anyways. For instance, if you have a vision or a belief in yourself in which you know deep down is who you are and how you function, you're not going to say otherwise just for the acceptance of the date going smoothly. Okay, or the woman accepting you in a better light. And what this really means in psychology, this means that you're a disagreeable person. And disagreeable being you're standing in your own truth and who you are, even if the population or the woman in front of you may not agree. And that is not an easy feat to feel and really be confident about, because a lot of the times you will see that women will hit you with friction. Women will become resistant. And what I see in my clients is that is the point in which men feel as though women are in control. That if I say something or my truth or an opinion, a woman chooses to ghost me or yell at me or tell me like, hey, this is a completely ridiculous opinion. And you feel as though the next time you're on a date with a woman, you feel like you have to dim down your light a little. And this is what I want to tell you. Your first trait is you have to understand what a woman is truly looking for. Even if you're hit with resistance and the fact that she's probably a little bit pulling away or she's giving you that like disgusting face of your opinion, that you still are able as a man to stay true to who you are and true to your opinions without being dependent or insecure that she is going to not agree with you. So you have to not only agree to disagree, not pretend that you are agreeing to disagree. Your actions have to speak for your words, which means you might have to be okay with starting some conflict and disagreements. And that is what a masculine man will always do, and it's a non-negotiable. And it's really attractive to a woman, to be honest. The second one is a man of inspiration. And what that truly means is you're able to be expressive and you're able to communicate your thoughts. And it's not always about being feminine centered, about expressing your emotions and how you feel and your thoughts around how you feel. That's how a woman expresses herself. A man needs to understand how to express your truth. And stemming from the top is, if you have an opinion, that's okay. I'm not telling you to change yourself to please a woman, but you have to understand that what a woman is truly attracted to is a man who knows what he wants and knows where he stands, but is able to express himself in a way that inspires her to learn what is truly embedded and the cornerstone of your thinking. And what this truly means is, let's say your opinions is you are not always going to be polite to waiters. Let's just say that's your truth, okay? I'm not saying it is, but I'm just using it as an example. You're going to be hit with resistance by the woman that you're on a date with. Wow, this guy is such a horrible person. He's so rude and blah, 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 right? It's a very easy judgmental opinion that you're going to be hit with. If you don't know how to express why in this scenario, at this date, the waiter that is undeserving of your politeness and good etiquette by you, if you're unable to explain that and inspire her to learn the reasons behind the opinions that you have, she will be unattracted. But what is attractive is you being able to teach, guide, and inspire a woman to learn the inner workings of your thoughts. And to a woman, this journey that you're able to take her through is a transformational journey in her own self, because it makes her learn something about the world. So for instance, we're going back to this example that you are not going to be polite to the waiter at your date, for instance, at the dinner table, right? She thinks you are a horrible person, right? Because she thinks all waiters are deserving of great treatment. If you are able to explain to her from point A to point B to point C to then your opinion, and make her understand the nature of your thought process, that process will change her worldview in a way that she can take what she learned from this dinner table out to the real world. And in that process, it's not convincing her to change her behaviors, which women hate, but it's inspiring her to learn another way of thinking. And this ability for a woman to be inspired by a man to change her own self outside of your relationship with her is exactly what people say out in social media, all the coaches that tell you a man is a leader and is a guider and is an inspirator, is exactly what a woman needs to be inspired by you. It's not to be hitting her with resistance and saying, oh, he was rude, the waiter was rude, and that's why he deserves it, and blah, 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 blah. But there is a theory and a philosophy behind your thinking and how you choose to move through your own life. It's a core principle of who you are as a man, and you're just guiding her through the steps of how you choose to behave as a human being. And it's not by convincing her what is right or wrong, but it's by showing her what you choose to do and you choose to behave as a man in your own life. And this is what a woman needs to feel inspired by the way you move through your own life. And at the end, there's no woman who doesn't want to be with a man who has a deeper philosophy for how he chooses to move through life. Why? Because a woman wants a provider and a protector. And a protector means he has a core principle and parameters of how he chooses to move through the world and how he views others. And so, yeah, which woman wouldn't be attracted to that kind of man? And that trait specifically is a true masculine man. This is a lot of what I teach a lot of my clients in therapy. It's all about understanding her when you're in a relationship, how to understand her, how to have open communication. But what I really focus on in therapy is being able to express yourself as a man, focus on what expression and vulnerability and emotions are to you. And many times, women perceive and feel and think completely differently because their needs are different. And if in therapy you do not understand what being vulnerable and expressive to you means, and having that piece be able to be connected to how you choose to express yourself to a woman, to then make her understand. And the second one is not only understand, but also be accepting of the differences of views that you have. It would just cause like a very detached form of communication. Okay, so that is very important. A woman truly is really attracted to a man who has his own opinions, unapologetic about his own opinions. That's number one. And two is being able to express himself, be inspirational about expressing what those opinions are and how he got there. That's the teaching. And I'm going to explain to you the third one because this one hits it home. So we talked a lot about having an opinion, right? And it's easy to be in this dream state where you feel like you're the best, okay? And many of the times I always tell my clients that yes, you are the expert of your own life, right? But you're only warped in a world where you feel like most of the times, if you're trying to be better, you're always gonna think that the majority of what you're doing is the best. What this third point is it hits at home because the third point is the pressure for you to challenge your thoughts. And what this really means is you're overcoming and you're always in control of societal pressures. And what this may look like is you are in control and overcoming pressures from your woman, from outside world, from your career, from male to male competition, right? You know exactly where your shortcomings may be. And if you don't, you are always out to look for them. So, for instance, if you're sitting here and you're sort of financially stable and you're looking for that one genuine woman who really, really cares for you, and what I call a high value woman, a woman who is educated, feminine, caring, nurturing, knows how to communicate, knows her roles in a relationship. If you're looking for that, right, you have to understand that there's a level of control of your own behaviors and addictions that you need to be aware of, okay? So I'm going to give you a very brief example. If you're a financially stable man, a man of intelligence and high competence in society, your skills as a man is valuable in which you've earned money from, okay? Because in society, if you're highly competent and you're educated or you have a skill that is very unique, right? Society will compensate you for that, right? And so that compensation is a valuable skill that someone else is willing to pay for, right? So what this really means is a man in that status will get access to a world of exclusivity. And what that really means, again, is you're going to start accessing materialistic things, women of all walks of life, more opportunities than you can imagine. And this is where I hear a lot of men struggling to understand where their downfalls are, okay? So, for instance, if you have a Rolex and you know deep down, and only you know the truth to this, in hindsight, you got it for the wrong reasons or reasons in which you think are the right ones, right? You got it for the reasons in which it was the short-term gratification of getting a woman quicker or getting validation from male groups quicker, getting validation from society a little bit quicker, right? Are you in control of your own impulses? And if you are not, right, and if you know deep down you got it for those reasons, I would start looking at where you're investing your intentions towards, right? I would start looking at what are the reasons and intentions behind the things that you're choosing to do. I'm not telling you Rolexes are horrible. I love Rolexes. I love nice things, materialistic things. However, right, if that's what you think will get you more girls, but you're here because women are not where you want them to be, right? Or women, you're not meeting the woman in which you want, which is that caring, genuine woman who will be loyal for you, right? Tap into where your impulses and where your energy lies, and the facade that you've created for yourself is perceived by the world, okay? How much control do you have in societal pressures, right? And I'm not saying it's not effective. Nobody's telling you to look like a hobo out there, okay? It's probably not a great thing either. But what I want to highlight is sometimes men think that women only want that 6 feet rich dude with a Bugatti or Maserati or Rolex on his wrist. And that's simply not true. That's what I call a cop-out in your inability to understand who you are as a man. And those top 2 traits, the first one and the second one, in which I've stated, you're unapologetic with your opinions and you're able to inspire a woman, you're an inspirational man, are usually the non-monetary skills in which a lot of men choose. And a lot of my clients have realized they haven't worked on, because money is usually the first thing that goes into your head in which women need. And that's simply not true. So hopefully this has helped. I really encourage you, if you found this helpful, to click the subscribe button and comment down below if you have something in your mind that you want to talk about, connect with the community, or a topic that you even want me to review in my next video. Thank you for spending your time with me. Hi everyone, if you enjoyed our content, don't forget to follow us on TikTok and IG where we post daily, and YouTube where we post weekly.